Union Home Minister Amit Shah, on a day-long visit to Uttar Pradesh, lays the foundation stone for a forensic institute in Lucknow, participates in the groundbreaking ceremony of Ma Vindhya Vasini Corridor project in Mirzapur, and visits Varanasi later today. On the occasion of the completion of 2 years of abolition of instant triple talaq, Union Minister Smriti Irani says Muslim women have been freed from derogatory practice. Minority Affairs Minister Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi thanks Prime Minister Modi for the historic step. Big jolt to Congress in Manipur ahead of next year's assembly polls. Manipur Congress State President Govindas Kontujam joins the BJP. And in international news, India assumes presidency of the United Nations Security Council for the month of August. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar says India will always be a voice of moderation and advocate of dialogue. And in Tokyo Olympics, India's hopes pin on the quarter-final match against Great Britain. In the men's hockey and bronze medal match between PV Sindhu and a Chinese opponent. In boxing, Satish Kumar loses his quarter-final bout against his Uzbeki opponent. Hello and welcome to News Connect. I'm Amrit Pal Singh. Our top story: India has assumed the presidency of the United Nations Security Council on Sunday for the month of August. During its presidency, India would focus on 3 major themes of maritime security, peacekeeping and counter-terrorism, and will hold signature events to highlight these issues. This is the 10th time that India will be assuming the presidency of the Security Council, the last time being in November 2012.
India has just assumed the presidency of the United Nations Security Council on the 1st of August. It is a singular honor for us to be presiding over the Security Council in the same month when we are celebrating our 75th Independence Day.
1st August 2021. India takes over the prestigious office of the President of the United Nations Security Council. Listing out the priorities of India during the month-long presidency, India's envoy to the United Nations, T.S. Tirumurti, said maritime security, peacekeeping and counter-terrorism would be the key themes India would be focusing on during its presidency.
India will be organizing signature events in 3 major areas: maritime security, peacekeeping and counter-terrorism. Maritime security has a high priority for us, and it is important for the Security Council to take a holistic approach to this issue. Peacekeeping is a topic close to our hearts, given our own long and pioneering involvement with peacekeeping. We will be focusing on how to ensure the safety of peacekeepers, especially by using better technology, and how to bring perpetrators of crimes against peacekeepers to justice. We will continue to keep the spotlight on counter-terrorism. I would like to thank the Honorable Prime Minister and our External Affairs Minister for continuing to guide our permanent mission, especially during our stint in the Security Council.
In a video message, Tirumurti said that the Security Council will have several meetings on its agenda, including Syria, Lebanon, Middle East, Iraq and Somalia.
The Security Council will also have on its agenda several important meetings, including Syria, Iraq, Somalia, Yemen and the Middle East. The Security Council will also be adopting important resolutions on Somalia, Mali and the UN interim force in Lebanon. India will also be organizing a solemn event in the memory of peacekeepers.
The presidency of the Security Council is held by rotation by the 15 members of the UNSC. India has been president of the body in June 1950, September 1967, December 1972, October 1977, February 1985, October 1991, December 1992, August 2011 and November 2012. As the president of the top UN body for August, India will decide the agenda for the month, coordinate important meetings and other related issues. India is a non-permanent member of the United Nations Security Council since January this year for a period of 2 years. Bureau Report, DD India.
And the External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar has said that as India takes over the presidency of the Security Council for August, the country will look forward to working productively with other members. He further added that India will always be a voice of moderation and an advocate of dialogue and proponent of international law. And India has called it a momentous day. The Ministry of External Affairs said that India is taking over the presidency of the UNSC for the month of August, a worldview anchored in Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The MEA also shared glimpses of India's priorities.
संयुक्त राष्ट्र जिन आदर्शों के साथ स्थापित हुआ और भारत की मूल दार्शनिक सोच बहुत मिलती जुलती है, अलग नहीं है। संयुक्त राष्ट्र के इसी हॉल में ये शब्द अनेकों बार गूंजा है, वसुधैव कुटुंबकम। हम पूरे विश्व को एक परिवार मानते हैं। ये हमारी संस्कृति, संस्कार और सोच का हिस्सा है।
The real challenges facing the world are those that are truly indivisible and transcend national boundaries. They include terrorism, pandemics, and climate change. India will keep the international spotlight firmly focused on the task of combating them.
India's call for reform multilateralism lies the reform of the UN Security Council. Reflective of the contemporary realities of today, the Council must be made more representative of developing countries if it is to continue to engender trust and confidence in the ability to provide leadership to the entire world. During our 8 terms as a member of the Security Council, we have always endeavored to be a voice of reason and understanding, a voice of the underrepresented developing world, a bridge builder for narrowing divides and for fostering consensus.
We must create systems that addresses the problems of today and challenges of tomorrow. And we must think of the entire humanity and not merely of those who are on our side of the border. Humanity as a whole must be at the center of our thinking and action.
Union Information and Broadcasting Minister and Minister of Sports and Youth Affairs Anurag Thakur also tweeted, and I quote him, India's presidency of the United Nations Security Council begins in August, our Independence Day month, at a time when we are set to mark our 75th Independence Day. And as India takes over the presidency of the UNSC, today several greetings are pouring in. Russian ambassador to India, Nikolai Kudashev, tweeted, and I quote, congratulations on India taking over the UNSC presidency. Truly impressed with the agenda, which embraces pressing global issues, including maritime security, peacekeeping, and counter-terrorism. Expecting fruitful and effective work, wishing many happy returns and all the success, unquote. And the ambassador to France, of France to India, Emmanuel Lenan, also extended the greetings. He tweeted, delighted that India is today taking over UNSC presidency from France. We are committed to working with India on strategic issues as maritime security, peacekeeping and counterterrorism, and upholding a rules-based multilateral system to face today's many ongoing crises. And for more on that, I'm joined by my colleague Meghna Dev, who joins me from the newsroom. Meghna, give us a sense of, we know that the government has listed out 3 priority areas or 3 key issues of peacekeeping, maritime security and counter-terrorism, which will be the key themes during India's presidency. What does that mean? Put that in perspective. Meghna, can you hear me? Meghna, can you hear my voice? Meghna, can you hear me? I have my colleague Meghna Dev with me in the newsroom. I think she's getting some audio issue. We are trying to reconnect with her, but basically, so India took over as the President of the United Nations Security Council for the month of August. Now this presidency is held in rotation. There are 5 non-permanent members. In the past, India has been a member. This is the 10th time that India will take over the UN presidency. India has been a UNSC non-permanent member for 8 times, and it got elected, and our term started, the Indian term started in January this year. It is a 2-year term, so India is getting this presidency for a month. Within this term, again, India will get to be the President of the United Nations Security Council by the end of next year, again for a month. So it will be 2 stints that India will get to do as at the high table. In the past, India, as we have been telling you, has been the UNSC president and a non-permanent member. The Indian mission has listed out that these 3 areas of peacekeeping, counterterrorism and maritime security would be the issues. They'll hold signature events around that, around these themes. So today is the 1st of August when India took over the presidency of the United Nations Security Council. India will raise during its month-long tenure, will raise important issues like helping the Afghan peace process, saving Africa from sanctions, maritime matters. India has called for taking a holistic view, a comprehensive approach to maritime security, which is indispensable to safeguarding common prosperity as it protects legitimate activities and counters threats of emerging hostile, illegal and dangerous acts within the maritime domain. I have with me my colleague Meghna Dev joining us for more on that. Meghna, tell us about, put in perspective the themes, the 3 themes that India says that it will choose to highlight during its month-long presidency.
Yes, Amrit, very importantly, India had laid out, 3 important themes, 3 agendas on which signature events will be held, and the entire presidency would be revolving around somewhat these 3 themes the entire month, or the body of program as we can call it. So these 3 themes, basically counterterrorism, something that India has been voicing out inside the council as well as outside the council. Counterterrorism is one subject that India will be, holding discussions and meetings on at the UNSC during its presidency. In that as well, because we know that now cybersecurity has become another domain in peacekeeping and security, something to be concerned about, because cybersecurity does not have any boundaries, and the anonymity of the actors also makes it very difficult, to trace the situation or to understand the situation. Besides that, the terrorists are actually there have been reports also that terrorists have been able to
recruit young people, or for you can use cybersecurity, the cyber threats we call it, or use the internet for different kind of agendas, and also for terror financing. So definitely one thing that India will definitely put, will be discussed in the meetings, including effective response to international terrorism, because India has obviously always maintained a stand that it does not accept terrorism, or it condemns terrorism in all its forms and manifestations. So this definitely is something that is going to be on the agenda. Besides that, when we talk about peacekeeping, India has already said, and it was also said by Ambassador Tirumurti, that protecting the peacekeepers is something that India thinks is very important, and there have been peacekeeping efforts. And India has one of the largest troops, for UN peacekeepers. So definitely that domain is something very important, because not only for peacekeepers, but at the United Nations Security Council, Foreign Secretary Harshvardhan Shringla had also said that humanitarian actions, violence against humanitarian or peacekeepers must be condemned, and the people who break or violate international law, action against them must be assured. So a dialogue or a meeting on that will definitely be assured in one of the agendas at the UNSC. Besides that, maritime cooperation, obviously the Prime Minister's vision of Sagar, security and growth for all in the region, is something that will definitely be vouched upon. And when we assume the presidency, the 8th stint in our presidency, there was an 8S, the 5S approach that was set, be it Samvad, which is dialogue, Samriddhi, prosperity, Shanti, that is peace, and Sahyog, cooperation, and Samvad, obviously dialogue, and Saman, that is respect. So the 5S approach definitely would be seen in the entire stint. And very importantly, tomorrow around 10 p.m. in the Indian Standard Time, Ambassador T.S. Tirumurti will be holding a presser in which he will definitely divulge all the details of the entire month and the agenda, which definitely will be there for India's presidency in August.
All right, Meghna, when it comes to issues like Libya, Syria, Afghanistan, would India be raising these issues on priority during its presidency? Meghna, can you hear me?
If I can hear you, Amrit, the situations are on issues like Libya or Syria. For example, if we take Syria, recently, very recently at the UNSC, Foreign Secretary Harshvardhan Shringla has said that Syria needs humanitarian assistance, because over 13 million people across Syria need humanitarian assistance in some form or the other. And be it the situation in Afghanistan, also India has always made us, maintained the stand that the peace process in Afghanistan must be Afghan-led and Afghan-owned. So definitely these would be some of the areas in which there would be meetings, high-level meetings or debates in for that matter, or talks for that matter. That definitely the details would be out definitely tomorrow around 10 p.m. when the entire body of work the entire program for the month will be out. But besides that, when India has stated it's the 3 priority areas, so that definitely encompasses different domains and different regions across. Today also Ambassador T.S. Tirumurti, as we showed in the earlier report, also he had said that meetings will also be held on Syria, Yemen, the situation in Iraq, Middle East for that matter, or Somalia. So definitely these things are going to be on the agenda for the talks and high-level meetings. And there can also be a situation in which the head of state or maybe the external affairs minister would also attend some meeting or address any meeting, a high-level meeting during the presidency as well.
All right, Meghna, on Africa, which is expected to dominate the agenda, what sort of a stand could we see India take on that?
Definitely, we have seen that on Africa also, India has already, said its stand has been very clear, or be it for the sanctions, or it has cleared its stand on the sanctions. But besides that, when we talk about the entire region, even if we see in Congo or in some areas of maybe the South Sudan or these areas also, there have been hospitals, and especially in the COVID situation also, there have the the COVID situation has raised more conflicts, at several places in the world, as we can say during the pandemic, the conflicts have risen. But definitely to see the moderate a dialogue or a dialogue, and as I can quote, if the External Affairs Minister has said that India will be a voice of moderation and an advocate of dialogue, so that would definitely be seen during the entire presidency, and we can say that in the context of Africa as well.
And also, could we expect a leg up to the developmental cooperation during India's term as president? Meghna, can you
Yes.
Meghna, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you please repeat your question, Amrit?
I said, could we see some sort of India taking the lead on development cooperation among the member states? Development cooperation among member states, Meghna. All right, I think there's a little bit of an issue getting across to Meghna. Meghna, I'll ask you one last time. Can you hear my voice? Okay, all right. We leave it there. Thank you, Meghna, for joining us for the moment. And moving on, Union Home Minister Amit Shah, who is on a day-long visit to Uttar Pradesh, visited Mirzapur and laid the foundation stone of the 150 crore rupees Ma Vindhya Vasini corridor project in Mirzapur. The project will result in creation of a space for 50 feet wide parikrama or circumambulation route, while the visitors will get a full view of the holy shrine known as one of the Shakti Peeths. He performed Bhumi Pujan there. Home Minister also offered prayers at the shrine of Ma Vindhya Vasini Devi Temple. Earlier, the Home Minister laid the foundation stone of Uttar Pradesh Institute of Forensic Sciences in Lucknow this morning. Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath and state ministers were also present on the occasion. The Union Home Minister also planted a tree on the occasion. Speaking at the foundation laying ceremony, Amit Shah said the first of its kind institution would pave the way for research and modernization of policing in the country. He added that the institute would take in 150 students once it starts operating and provide cutting-edge expertise in courses such as behavioral science, civil and criminal law and forensics, among others.
प्रदेश इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ फॉरेंसिक साइंस इतने बड़ी भूमि के अंदर एक विशाल संकुल बनाकर आगे बढ़ेगा। आज तो उसका बीजारोपण हुआ है, मगर जब ये वटवृक्ष होगा, अनेक बच्चे यहां से अपनी कैरियर करेंगे, बनाएंगे। अनेक बच्चे यहां पर अनुसंधान में हिस्सा लेकर न केवल उत्तर प्रदेश, पूरे देश की कानून और व्यवस्था की रीढ़ की हड्डी बनने का काम करेंगे।
And Home Minister Amit Shah said that Uttar Pradesh has seen rapid development under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi.
उत्तर प्रदेश ने हर क्षेत्र में विकास किया, चाहे औद्योगिक निवेश करने की बात हो, चाहे योजनाओं के सफल क्रियान्वयन की बात हो, चाहे कानून और व्यवस्था ठीक करने की बात हो, चाहे गरीब किसान का ऋण माफ करने की बात हो, चाहे गरीब किसान का अनाज बिचौलिए के बगैर डायरेक्ट उसके बैंक अकाउंट में डालने की बात हो, 1,47,00,000 महिलाओं को गैस का सिलेंडर देने की बात हो, इतने ही घरों के अंदर बिजली पहुंचाने की बात हो, चाहे भ्रष्टाचार को नाबूद कर कर भ्रष्टाचारियों पर भय खड़ा करने की बात हो, हर क्षेत्र में उत्तर प्रदेश ने योगी जी के नेतृत्व में बहुत अच्छा काम किया। और उसी का परिणाम है कि 11 लाख करोड़ से अर्थव्यवस्था जो थी, आज 4 ही साल में 11 लाख करोड़ से बढ़कर 22 लाख करोड़ पर पहुंचकर देश में दूसरे नंबर की अर्थव्यवस्था बनी है।
And Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath said that the law and order situation has improved in the state. He added that his government has removed Gunda Raj from the state and women now feel more safe.
देश के अंदर इस दौरान पेशेवर माफिया और गैंगस्टर से 1584 करोड़ रुपए की संपत्तियां भी उनकी जब्त करते हुए उत्तर प्रदेश सरकार ने प्रदेश के अंदर पेशेवर अपराधी और माफिया जो कभी सत्ता के सरपरस्त रह करके कानून को ठेंगा दिखाने का कार्य करते थे, आज उन सब के अंदर कानून के प्रति एक भय देखने को मिलता है। आम नागरिक भय मुक्त वातावरण में आगे बढ़ता हुआ दिखाई देता है और बहन और बेटियां अपने आप को सुरक्षित महसूस करती हैं।
Well, Muslim Women Rights Day is being observed across the country today to celebrate the enactment of the law against triple talaq. The central government enacted the law on August 1st, 2019 that has made the practice of instant triple talaq a criminal offence. The government has strengthened self-reliance, self-respect and self-confidence of the Muslim women of the country and protected their constitutional, fundamental and democratic rights by bringing the law against triple talaq. On the completion of 2 years of the Triple Talaq law, a program was organized in the national capital. Today, Union Minister for Women and Child Development Smriti Irani, the Minister for Minority Affairs Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi and the Minister for Environment, Forest and Climate Change Bhupender Yadav attended the program. Smriti Irani saluted the struggle of Muslim women who fought for this law. She said that no other woman should suffer in the name of talaq in future.
आज का दिन आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र भाई मोदी को आभार व्यक्त करने का दिन है और हर उस मुस्लिम महिला के संघर्ष को सलाम करने का दिन है जिसने कानून होने और कानून ना होने की ऐसे हालातों में कितना संघर्ष किया कि आज भी शबनम जी की आंखें चलाई थी।
And addressing the event, the Minister for Minority Affairs Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi said that the law against this social malpractice came into effect after Prime Minister Narendra Modi pledged to end this injustice against Muslim women. He further added that there is a significant decline in triple talaq cases after the law came into effect.
जिस वक्त ट्रिपल तलाक कानून आया था तो कोई अचानक नहीं आया था। लाल किले से प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने ऐलान किया था कि ये कुरीति और ये कुप्रथा खत्म होनी चाहिए। बीजेपी ने अपने मैनिफेस्टो में 2019 के मैनिफेस्टो में ये कहा था कि हम 3 तलाक की कुरीति और प्रथा को खत्म करेंगे और 1 अगस्त 2019 को संसद ने इस कानून को बना करके और इस कुरीति और कुप्रथा को खत्म किया।
Well, Muslim women across the country have welcomed this law.
ट्रिपल तलाक पर कानून बनना बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी था क्योंकि इससे पहले जब भी इस तरीके के कोई केस सामने आता था तो पुलिस के पास कोई धारा या कोई ऐसी कानून नहीं था जिसके तहत उन लोगों को बुक किया जा सके जो अपनी पत्नी को बिना कुछ सोचे 3 बार तलाक बोलकर घर से बाहर निकाल देते थे। और अब जबकि कानून बन गया है, 2 साल पूरे हो गए हैं, तो कहीं ना कहीं लोगों में एक डर है, वो बिना सोचे अपनी पत्नी को यूं ही घर से बाहर नहीं निकाल देते।
लंबा संघर्ष में हमने औरतों के जो निकाह के सुरक्षित नहीं हो पाते थे और कुरान के कानून के खिलाफ और उनके लॉ के खिलाफ, मुस्लिम लॉ के खिलाफ जो घर टूटते थे उसको लेकर के काफ़ी लंबा संघर्ष किया और कानून बना। बहुत अच्छी बात है, केसेस कम आ रहे हैं।
And Manipur Congress State President Govindas Konthojam has joined the Bharatiya Janata Party today. He has been an MLA from Vishnupur seat for 6 times. The event took place at the BJP headquarters. Many senior leaders of the BJP were present at the event. Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren Singh officially inducted him into the Bharatiya Janata Party. Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren Singh said that Manipur has been on a path of peace only because of the able leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He also said that people of Manipur are grateful to the Prime Minister and will return the favor by bringing him to power once again.
मोदी जी की गाइडेंस में और सेंट्रल लीडर्स की गाइडेंस में मणिपुर इतना पीसफुली जा रहा है और इतना डेवलपमेंट में आगे जा रहा है, तो ये मोदी जी के गवर्नमेंट आने के बाद में हम लोग को इनलाइन परमिट दिया और उसी का मतलब क्रेडिट जो है अभी मणिपुर का पीपल जो है रेडी है बीजेपी को वापस देने के लिए। कैसे देंगे? वोट दे के बीजेपी का सरकार वापस आके मोदी जी को ताकत फिर रखना, इसको मोदी जी का सरकार को फिर जोरदार बनाना, ये हम लोग का मणिपुर का वादा है और नॉर्थ ईस्ट का वादा है।
After joining the BJP, Govindas Konthojam met BJP National President J.P. Nadda in Delhi today. Bharatiya Janata Party National President J.P. Nadda and Union Minister for Tribal Affairs Arjun Munda today attended the party's Chintan Shivir on tribal issues in Delhi today. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu today visited the GMR Varalakshmi Foundation Center for Empowerment and Livelihoods in Shamshabad. The Vice President interacted with trainees undergoing various courses at the center and women associated with the Jute Bags initiative of the GMRVF. Vice President inaugurated them to become upskilled to meet the emerging demands of the industry. He conveyed his best wishes to the management of the foundation for future endeavors. He also distributed toolkits to the trainees of electrical course. The Vice President also visited the GMR Chinmaya Vidyalaya and the school offers quality education at highly subsidized fee for children from neighboring villages. He also interacted with the principal and teachers at the school. And let's now take an update on the COVID-19 situation in the country. The total number of recovered COVID-19 patients stands at 3,820,521. In the last 24 hours, 39,258 patients recovered. The recovery rate improved to 97.36%. India has reported 41,831 daily new cases in the last 24 hours. India's active caseload currently stands at 4,10,952, which is 1.30% of the total positive cases. The weekly positivity rate remains below 5% at 2.42%. The daily positivity rate also remains below 5% at 2.34%. With substantially ramped up testing capacity across the country, over 46 crore 82 lakh tests have been conducted so far. And in a significant achievement, India's cumulative COVID vaccination coverage has surpassed 47 crore mark. A total 47 crore 2 lakh 98,596 vaccine doses were administered so far in the nationwide vaccination drive. Over 60,000 15,842 lakh vaccine doses have been administered in the last 24 hours. Over 16.37 crore vaccine doses across 37 states and UTs were administered in the age group of 18 to 44 so far. Moving on, nation's mega vaccination drive continues to gain a lot of traction. Dr. Soumitra Rawat, the member Supreme Court appointed by the National Task Force and head of the surgical gastroenterology and liver transplant at Sir Gangaram Hospital, contends when 70% population gets vaccinated, herd immunity can be achieved. He further added that all available vaccines have to have great efficacy over SARS-CoV-2 mutants as well. Here is a quick excerpt.
Whenever your turn comes for vaccine, have it. That's number one. There is nothing about having a choice for the vaccine. All the vaccines are very good. So that, don't say that I want to have this vaccine and I will only have when this vaccine becomes available. Number three is, as government has given it in Supreme Court that, all the population above 18 years will get vaccinated by December. And when we have 70% of population vaccinated, we will get a herd immunity.
And you can watch the entire show of Doctor's Chat special COVID series tonight on DD India at 8 p.m. The COVID situation remains on the same level in Kerala as the state reports 1,65,011 total active cases today. The total fatalities reported so far in the state stood at 16,781. Fresh cases have already crossed 20,000. Amid surge in COVID cases in the state, a complete weekend lockdown is being observed across Kerala. Meanwhile, a 6-member central team which was sent to assist the state administration in managing the COVID situation is continuing their visit in various districts. They are meeting the district administration, the health institution administration and health workers, in addition to visiting some field sites to assess the level of preparedness and preventive measures. The team is reviewing the strategy adopted by the state with focus on cluster zones. The overall aim must be to bring down positivity rate to below 5%. Deepak Das, a 1986 batch an Indian Civil Accounts Service officer, took charge as the new Controller General of Accounts under the Ministry of Finance. Das is the 25th officer to hold the position of CGA after retirement of Soma Roy Burman, who headed the position since 2019. He was greeted by the officials of the Mahalekha Nirantran Bhavan in the morning today. He spoke to our reporter Nanita Daga.
My compliments and best wishes to all my colleagues in the service and all the members of the Civil Accounts Organization. And my only message to everyone in the Civil Accounts Organization is we will continue to diligently fulfill our mandate which has been assigned to us by the government with all sincerity, integrity, timely, and without any scope for anyone raising any sort of complaints or grievances.
And nano sniffer can detect dangerous explosives like nitroglycerin, ammonium nitrate and RDX in less than 10 seconds, costing just 1/3 of the price of imported ETDs. The 100% indigenously made nano sniffer can also identify and classify explosives into different classes of military, conventional and homemade explosives.
NanoSniper, the world's first microsensor-based explosive trace detector, developed by NanoStiff Technologies, an IIT Bombay incubated startup, can detect dangerous explosives like nitroglycerin, ammonium nitrate and RDX in less than 10 seconds. Costing just 1/3 of the price of imported explosive trace detectors, the 100% indigenously made nano sniper can also identify and classify explosives into different classes of military, conventional and homemade explosives. Developing the core technology of this explosives trace detector has taken about 13 years, with the efforts led by Professor Soumya Mukherjee, Professor V. Ramgopal Rao and Dr. Nitin Kale of IIT Bombay, who are all co-founder of this startup.
So this is Nano Sniffer, which is a unique explosive trace detection system using MEMS technology. This product was initially conceptualized at IIT Bombay in the labs of Professor Soumya Mukherjee and Professor Ramgopal Rao. Then this product was subsequently taken over by NanoSniff, which is a company incubated in IIT Bombay, to develop this product from a concept stage to an actual product. At Vihan Technologies, we are helping NanoSniff to ruggedize the product, to do field trials, and then to also take the product to market.
Once it provides trace detection of explosives weighing in nanograms, the Nano Sniper alerts security personnel with a sunlight-readable color display attached to the device, giving out visible and audible alerts.
So this product actually is now taken by Vihan to the market, where we believe that this product will act as a complete substitution of the imported technologies which are being bought in the country. Most of the foreign devices which are imported are expensive and not affordable by a lot of security agencies. We believe Nano Sniffer will change that, and because of the unique technology, it's a completely 100% made in India product, and it's very, very affordable to the Indian security.
Nano Snipers has successfully passed Pune-based DRDO's High Energy Material Research Laboratories testing. Given the nature of threats that high security installations like airports, railway stations, metro stations, hotels, shopping complexes, malls or places of worship face, the technology is expected to be a game changer in explosive detection capabilities. Taposh Bhattacharya's report, DD India.
And let's now get an update on the COVID-19 cases from across the world. The world continues to battle against COVID-19. So far, over 19.87 crore people have contracted the virus, while recoveries have surpassed at 17.94 crore. Over 42.36 lakh people have lost their lives due to the virus globally. The United States remains the worst affected by the pandemic. More than 3.57 crore people so far have been infected by COVID-19. Over 6.29 lakh deaths due to the virus have been reported in the country. And the first goods trains carrying stone chips to Bangladesh through the revived Haldibari Chilahati rail link has reached Haldibari. Bangladeshi railway officials have also gone to receive the train. Haldibari Chilahati route will provide a shorter route to transit of goods into Bangladesh from Assam, West Bengal and Nepal and Bhutan. This rail link will enhance the rail network accessibility to main ports, dry ports and land borders to support the growth in regional trade and to encourage economic and social development of the region. Economic activities of these South Asian countries will also benefit from the new rail link. The Haldibari Chilahati train link was inaugurated on the 17th of December last year during the virtual bilateral summit between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina of Bangladesh. However, due to the COVID pandemic, regular train services could not be started in this section since then. A case of Delta variant of COVID-19 aspirational is up in Bangladesh. Ambulances in the country can be seen on capital Dhaka's roads, and there has been surge of activity. The transport not only Dhaka residents who have fallen ill, but choose those from outlying areas. The country has registered more than 12,49,000 cases of COVID-19 with over 20,600 fatalities to the disease. A surge in COVID-19 cases has been observed in the past few days from around the world. The Olympic host city Tokyo, along with Thailand and Malaysia, have reported COVID-19 infections, mostly driven by the highly transmissible Delta variant of the disease. The surge in Delta variant cases is rattling in different parts of Asia. Previously relatively successful in contacting COVID-19, such as Vietnam, which will from Monday impose strict curbs on the movement in several cities and provinces. Tokyo's metropolitan government announced a record of 4,058 infections in the past 24 hours. Olympics organizers reported 12 new COVID-19 cases related to the games, bringing the total total to 241 since July 1st. And on that note, we're taking a short break. We'll be back in a moment. Keep watching News Connect.
Namaste Land.
Marhaban ila al-Hind.
Zari India.
Salam India.
Namaste India.
Namaskar Bharata.
Muy
India.
Nahnu Hunud. India.
Ma Hindi Hasti.
Mung Hindian.
Salam Hindustan.
We are India.
Your window to rising India. India's voice on global platforms. Latest news from India and around the world. In-depth analysis of global headlines. Watch DD India in your country. Available for downlink in all Southeast Asian countries. STTV broadcast is available through the satellite GSAT 17 at 93.5 degrees east. HDTV broadcast is available through the satellite GSAT 10 at 83 degrees east. For technical details, scan here. Switch to DD India.
Welcome back. China has also been witnessing a spike in cases of Delta variant of COVID-19. The mainland reported higher daily cases, including the new locally transmitted cases in 8 provinces. China has more than 93,000 active cases of the disease with over 4,600 fatalities. Meanwhile, fighting is raging around 3 major cities in southern and western Afghanistan as Taliban militants seek to seize them from the government forces. Taliban fighters have entered parts of Herat, Lashkar Gah and Kandahar. They have made rapid gains in rural areas since it was announced almost all foreign troops would go by September. However, the fate of these key cities could be crucial amid fears of a humanitarian crisis and how long government forces will be able to hold out. The fundamentalist Islamist militia is already thought to have been captured up to half of Afghanistan's territory, including the lucrative border crossings with Iran and Pakistan. In Greece, firefighters continue to battle wildfire on the western hills. Sparks lit up the night sky as nearly 300 firefighters fought throughout the night to contain the fire, which has burnt through pine and olive trees and damaged a number of homes and beach settlements. The fire erupted in the hills of Zyria in Greece, Greece's Peloponnese, about 30 kilometers east of the Patras, and quickly spread downwards towards the coast. Greek authorities had warned that the temperature is expected to peak next week, with temperatures expected to reach around 45 degrees Celsius. All right, an update now on the Tokyo Olympics. Let's talk about sports. Even though the golden dream is now cast aside, the bronze one is still glistens. Let's take a look at PV Sindhu's road to the bronze. PV Sindhu took a gold medal in 2019 Basel. These are the world champions where she was able to take a gold, silver medal at the 2017 Glasgow Games. Also, PV Sindhu in her group stage match won. PV Sindhu, which took place against Ksenia. She lost. PV Sindhu versus Chengne Yi was 21-9, 21-16. And in the quarterfinals, PV Sindhu versus Mia Blish felt 21-15. And PV Sindhu versus Akane Yamaguchi 21-13, 22-20. And the semi-finals against Tai Zhu Ying and PV Sindhu 21-18, 12-12. That's what the scoreboard read line. PV Sindhu versus Ksenia Polikarova also. And the Indian men's hockey team will face Great Britain in the quarterfinals of the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. The Indians beat Japan 5-3 in their last encounter in Group A, while Great Britain held world champions Belgium to a 2-2 draw in the final Group B clash. The Indians will have to prove their detractors wrong by not losing their cool and in the vital knockout game. Having stumbled at this stage in Rio 5 years ago, India really are looking to make amends and will be tough against opponents against Great Britain. Although there are still holes to be plugged in the game, India have shown all-round improvement. In the last league match against host Japan, their forward line and midfielders worked as a cohesive unit. Boxer Satish Kumar in the 91 kilograms category put up a gutsy performance against reigning world champion Bakhodir Jalalov, but it was not enough to upstage the ramping Uzbek as the Indian boxer made a quarterfinal exit from the Tokyo Olympics on Saturday. Rajneesh had scripted history just by qualifying for the games, as he was the first super heavyweight from India to achieve the feat. And for more on that, I'm joined by my colleague Narayan Singh, who joins us from the newsroom. Hello Narayan, and first of all, tell me, can you hear me? Can you hear my voice properly?
Yes, I can hear you all right.
All right. Tell us about what could we expect in the match.
Definitely, if you talking about the Sindhu match, that is the bronze medal match, it's a great opportunity for PV Sindhu to become the most successful female Olympian for India. Already she had in the Rio Olympics, she bagged a silver medal. Now an opportunity for Sindhu to win a silver here in the Tokyo Olympics. All in all, she can create the history and can get that glory. Never before any female athlete has got in the Olympics. That's the second medal at the Olympics. So far in the tournament, she has played the exceptional game, but the last game, that is against the world #1 player Tai Ziyong, she looked little bit slow. Her legs were looking a little bit slow. But apart from that, she had played a brilliant badminton throughout the tournament and finished her all games without dropping a single game. So in this match, if we talk about there's a bronze medal match that is against the Japanese opponent, that is He Bin-jiao. He Bin-jiao holds an advantage of 9-6 against PV Sindhu in head-to-head records. But in the last encounter, Sindhu won the match 21-19, 21-19 against her at the BWF World Series Finals. So all in all, we can say a great chance for the Sindhu to win the second Olympic medal here at the Tokyo. Only thing is that she need to absorb the pressure of a high pressure game at the medal match, And if she can do this, definitely Sindhu has all chances to win a medal here at the Tokyo Olympics.
All right, and what about the hockey team which will face Great Britain in the quarterfinals?
If you talk about hockey team, in the recent past, India has played a brilliant hockey here. And the first time in the last weekends, in the recent memory, India have won 5 out of their 4 group matches. And that's, we can say that this time, the way the Indian hockey is playing, it is exceptional. And they can, if manage to defeat Britain today, definitely they will go to the semi-final for the first time since 1980, that is under the captaincy of the Vasudevan Bhaskar. So in the recent times, Indian hockey has went through an era of the resurgence after they failed to qualify for the Beijing Games. Then in London 2012, they were at the 12th place among the 12 teams, and in last Olympic, that is in Rio, they were 8th, and they reached till quarterfinals in the last Olympic, but they lost to the Belgium there. And this time, if they manages to beat Great Britain, they have the rivalry too. In the 1948 on 12th August, after the independence, India won their gold medal match in 1948 against that England team, that is, they blanked them at Wembley 4-0. So again, they have a chance to here defeat that England team and go to the next round, that is semi-final, after a gap of 41 years and create history. And they can also gain the lost glory that Indian hockey, after 1980, they never won a medal at the Olympics. They can also recreate that thing also here. So barring the few loopholes, India has played exceptional hockey here. And at that 7-1 thrashing against the Australia, that was an eye-opener for India. And after that, they defeated defending champion Argentina, Spain, and then Japan. And now they are here.
Okay. We'll leave it there. Many thanks, Narayan. You keep following that. We'll keep coming back to you. Thanks for the moment. And that's it in News Connect. But before we leave you, let's take you to Brazil, where Portuguese Language Museum reopened in Sao Paulo over the weekend, celebrating the rich diversity and history of more than 250 million Portuguese speakers. Take a look. Enjoy. Namaskar.